6:29. We're all here. We're all in our places with bright shining faces. Now.
Exactly.
Did he say yes, he saw?
Yes.
He
I'm
said
sorry?
so, he said yes to sell.
That's what I heard him say,
So I'll
he'll
tell my
sell you the
wife.
house.
Okay, keep going.
All right, go ahead. You owe me money.
Thank you.
Lots of
We'll
money.
work the money out later.
All right, time to get the mojo going. All right, let's do, is there approval of the minutes? Is there a motion to approve the May minutes?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? All right. A little late.
Adrian's with us.
Okay, so, okay, that's done.
That was right.
President's remarks, again, I thought we were gonna have two guests today. One about the sober house, whatever that is, and the other one about the guy wants to walk his dog on the beach.
Okay, the guy with the sober house never got back in touch with me, so I
Okay.
left it off the agenda.
All
I
right,
probably
well
should
then-
have said that. And the man that wants to walk his dog on the beach and have access 24/7, I said that it's a little too late to get on the agenda, but there's a 3-minute period of public input
Well,
at
okay,
the end, so he might come in yet.
all right, well, office update.
Yes, so the Beaver Dam. I spoke with Dennis Heflin of Rock Creek Animal.
Do what?
Dennis Heflin, he removes beavers and so on. And he's going to do a site visit, which I thought was going to happen last Friday, and it did not, but I called him a little bit ago, it was a little late in the day, so he didn't pick up. But talking with DNR, they tell me we do not need a permit, and it's in writing. Dennis Heflin said, "Are you sure you have that in writing?" And it's an email back and forth with the DNR representative who said, for that size dam, for as long, you just learned about it this past summer, or this past spring, what have you, we do not need a permit to remove that. However, Dennis said he will take the beavers, he's not sure he can take the dam.
They make good hats.
I know that.
Who is this guy?
Dennis Heflin.
What is he?
He's been doing this kind of work for he's
Road
70 years old,
collector,
he's been doing this kind of.
He's a beaver
Yeah,
relocator or whatever.
Well,
Truck.
relocation is a lot more expensive
Hmm?
than relocation is much more expensive
Yeah,
than simply disposal of.
and he's allowed to do that.
Yeah, he said he's fully licensed and so on.
But the DNR says we're allowed to do that.
I have it in writing of it in an
When you
email.
say disposal, like kill
Yes.
The
Yes.
beaver didn't get to vote on
Yes,
that,
that's
right?
right.
No.
No, we didn't ask them.
And the cost depends on how many beavers are in the dam. He said right now, the beaver population up along the whole coast is really increasing. It was way down for years and years, and
Yeah.
suddenly they've begun to really breed.
We kicked the French trappers out.
Yeah, I was
That's it.
thinking
There's
that's-
Hey, baby's not around.
Bring back the French.
So that's where we are with that. The cost of the permit would have been $940 or so. And the guy at DNR said, send me pictures, I'm trying to save you the cost of that permit. So again, it's in writing. So anyway, there's that.
Sorry, the poor things,
Does anybody know how complicated the actual dam structure is?
No, never been inside of one. No.
I mean, from the outside, can you tell from it?
I haven't
Oh,
walked
yeah,
up to
yeah,
see
they're-
it.
What is it hurting or helping?
It's flooding the yards, the backyards of the people on Cree, which is the next street up.
Like, okay, like that, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's coming up pretty high
So
into their
it's-
yards.
It's creating a new environmental situation.
Yeah, and if we ever get any rain, it'll be
Yeah.
Oh, that-
worse.
Right, exactly. So everybody knows June 30th at 7 p.m., Tuesday 7 is the membership meeting.
Yes.
Everybody also knows that Drum Hunt Day is July 11th. Do we know that? It is? Okay. We need volunteers, as usual. The newsletter's going to the post office tomorrow. And I have an absentee ballot package, which will be 11 pages. Now,
This is what's getting confused.
I know, do we need to
Hey,
print
this has
all
to-
of this in multitudes of 25 or so?
We have quit claim stuff on that.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
something came up in, locally, I mean, a neighbor of mine was, telling me, you guys voted and said I can have this pier, my neighbor's all ticked off and da, 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 da. I'm like, what? Yeah, and she wants to know why you're not, why wasn't she notified? And I said, tell her to go to the drum point office and talk to Rhea. And that's kind of what I told her. I said, go see Rhea. And she's, it's Michelle Ward, and her neighbor's name is Nancy. I don't really know.
Michelle, I know who Michelle is.
And then her
What was
neighbor Nancy was upset about her putting in a pier, and she asked why wasn't this note, and I thought.
That's
I
a
think-
county issue.
I said, I think, I don't know the process, but then I didn't wanna bring up that, I said, I'm thinking to myself, aren't we putting some quitclaim stuff in voting, but what, is there a different, I mean, how do we
No,
decide?
any
what-
quit claim has to go to the general
No, it
membership.
does not.
It doesn't?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I don't
Only
think so.
changes in ownership.
Oh,
Correct, that's why these are going.
oh, okay.
Pairing
Okay.
rights don't have to go to the membership, they
Right.
have to, the board can approve those.
And you were talking, I think,
If they're talking about a pier or something like that,
Yeah.
that's more than likely just for pairing rights.
Which I imagine
okay, I
Michelle
think you
Ward.
said that last
was
time, and I
given.
told her, I said, it was brought up by the president, or yes, you were vice president, but you were acting president at the time. I said, I think if it's, you don't own that area, they're giving you the opportunity to put something there, and it's an option you have.
To get the
Right.
permit.
And she
County
said,
road.
yeah, that's my understanding. She says, not that it matters to me whether I own it or not. And I said, yeah, but I'm trying to understand why there's a difference. And he says it's because
Right.
of
This is
change.
for ownership.
We're actually giving that land up. This makes a lot of sense.
But it doesn't really matter because people can still walk on it under the,
Mean high water.
mean.
Talking about this other Mr.
water-
Martinez
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, that one.
Anybody that's on the water, anybody can walk along the water for what is, I don't know how many feet.
Below the mean high water line.
Yeah,
On the compacted sand.
yeah, they can just walk on it,
Okay.
So the other thing is if her neighbor has an issue and wants to know why she wasn't notified about Michelle putting a pier in, that would be a county thing to do, because the county issues the permit. If it's out of the norm, then they do send notification to each adjacent neighbor
Yeah.
to allow them to protest it, if they're applying for a variance, because it's something unusual that they're applying for. Then the county will send out notifications. We don't do that.
All right.
Right.
It's not our, okay.
Right.
I like the answer,
But
the
then,
idea
but
the
the
land is not their
question,
land,
that's
so
one of the
therefore.
question of the size of, what, are we gonna mail those things?
No, but people come in and, you guys often take 6 or 8 and distribute them,
Right.
absentee ballots. Ordinarily, it's just the ballot and the, because it's only for the budget.
Yeah.
So it's 2
Yeah.
pages. Now, because of these quit claims and also the need for the explanation of the quit claims,
Change of ownership quit claims is what that's what I'm gonna call it.
Yeah.
right.
No, that's cool. I mean, it
So-
just happens to
So
be.
shall I print
a lot at
25 or
once.
30 of these packages? Okay,
Yeah.
alright.
I probably don't
So-
need that many to walk around with what I'm gonna do, but I probably want 2 or 3 and you're talking,
I'm just gonna-
you don't keep it, I need this in case the next neighbor wants to.
Well, we should do that too.
But, yeah.
But if I hand one out, then I'll, anyway, okay, I'll print the whole package. And that's my report.
All right, good. All right, let's just go around the table and see what we get.
Jenny?
Jenny, you wanna say
I have
anything?
nothing today.
Susan? God, it's all quiet almost.
No, but I think we'll be somewhat prepared for next, 4 weeks, the meeting to go over the
Yeah,
budget.
yeah.
So I think you and I will make sure we, you know what you're doing.
Well, yeah,
I'm gonna get a little familiar with the, this is what we're handing them, this thing right
that's the
here?
full budget.
This is what they get, so then I just wanna be sure I understand exactly what goes into these line items, in case somebody says, well, what's that right there? We'll have that in there. We'll make
Okay,
sure we-
okay.
You do it in most of it in your head, but,
Oh, yes, I do.
well, a lot of that you do, you tell me, and I ask you, what's this, and you tell me what you do, so.
Right.
There's a lot going on in that head.
All right,
You don't
Rhea,
wanna be there, I'll tell you that.
Rhea,
Very close.
why don't you do, planning and, not planning, but, roads, that's it, operations, roads, and welcome. all of
So,
those.
Steve Rowe called me yesterday, and then sent this to me. He couldn't be here tonight because his daughter's graduation is tonight. But he sent this, and I didn't print a bunch. It's the list of roads and the cost estimate of $255,677 this year, which is more than we spent last year, probably 30,000 more. So he would like approval to just sort of go ahead and get the RFP, the request for proposals out there, and bidding dates and so on. So do we want to kind of look at that? And I should have printed it.
Does, are we doing any more, in terms of lineage? I mean, are we not, is it?
Linear feet, it might be more than last year.
Oh, so that's not that bad.
Probably
It's 10%
cost have
more,
gone
you're
up.
doing more land.
Right, and again, I should have looked at that.
Costs probably go up.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Cost of oil, so.
Yeah.
It's an asphalt-based product, oil.
And that's all he gave.
So do we need a motion, or just?
Do we need a motion to issue?
I don't think
I don't
so.
think so.
I don't think so.
Business as usual.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I've said before, he's working on a 5-year plan, because we'll be going for the next special tax district.
That's right,
And
yeah.
I think that worked really, really well. Jeff McDonald had put that together, and we went and met with the county public works people,
Right.
and I think that was all very helpful, and then and the fact that that night, the commissioners approved it. So, he's working on that 5-year plan right now.
Good.
The projected cost 255, 677?
Yeah.
And what was it last year?
I think 230 something, I don't know.
But this might be more.
Yeah.
It always sort of seems to slope up and down depending on price.
Adrian, you want me to send this to you? I haven't. I'll send it to everybody, so we all have it,
7%.
okay?
I'm sure asphalt has got nailed by the golf shit.
No, okay, all right.
7% is pretty reasonable.
Huh?
It's 7%.
Yeah, that's,
It's not
bad.
They're gonna go right over Jenny's
All right,
house.
how about walking committee?
Well, should have looked at it. I
You
don't
should
know
look
where
at it,
we're
not too bad.
Oh, okay,
Haven't given anything now.
moving right along.
Okay.
Mike, do you have anything from planning?
No,
Bonnie, do you have anything
Well,
from the
nothing, but
environment?
I just thought of something, last time we had, the last board meeting, I said that I had gone around, I was taking a walk and I decided I would go look for Phragmites, because that wasn't my, and I wasn't dressed for it, and I got 3 deer tick bites from my trouble, and 10 days of back recycling. But anyhow, when going to the beach, since we're doing talking about the beach, I'm not sure where our boundary is on the left side, because there's a huge stand of Phragmites that I discovered down there, but I don't know if it's on our property or not. I'd like to take care of it anyhow, but maybe sometime, and I have a picture of it, but I just don't know where, you know, we had that, the jetty, the spur built, and this is on the left side of the spur.
As you look at the water.
As you're looking at the water, and I just don't know where our boundary is.
Well, actually, that was a question I had, Mike, I mentioned those trees that are dead down there. We don't really know where our property line is.
Yeah.
How do we?
There is that old cyclone fence which is falling.
No, on the
into-
opposite
Oh, on
side.
This is
other
on the other
side.
side, this is, on the
Oh.
left, as you walk
Oh,
in,
between
it's on the left
Between
side.
us and
and,
Edingers. Between
Yeah.
us and
Yeah,
Edingers.
right.
Well, the jetty is on our property.
But this is on the left side of it, but it looks like it's, I mean, when you walk in, you see the stand of Phragmites, which kind of came up from nowhere. And I mean, everything's kind of come up from nowhere this year. And I don't know if it's ours or somebody else, or Edingers.
well, there's hardly any room between, you know, where the road comes down and his property. So it almost seemed to me like it would be on his. Because the property line comes down along the left-hand side of the road as you're going in. And it's not very far in.
Maybe I can take some better pictures.
Hmm?
Maybe I can take some better pictures and we can determine. I mean,
Or just get an eyeball and measure, you know, all that one.
yeah, it's just, I didn't think of it until I was thinking later, but maybe it's actually on his property.
These trees are a couple of feet in, I would say, from the asphalt.
It's not, yeah, it's not much.
No,
Because
yeah.
he built
This
that,
is-
you know, he put in that riprap stuff right up to the property line, basically,
Oh,
and it's not very far in.
Okay.
maybe I'll take another look and see where it is in relation to his jetty, or spur, or whatever.
Yeah.
Does he put a jetty out? Did he put a jetty out?
No, he just put a
Oh, riprap,
riprap.
okay, okay. Maybe I'll take another
And
look.
this stand of Phragmites, it's hard to miss. It's
Yeah.
kind of, I don't know.
Could we talk to them and just say, we
I
want
can't
to
remember
do
seeing
it,
it,
and do you mind?
They're
We
good
just
jetty
said, hey,
guys.
Well, I mean,
It would seem that, yeah, that'd be simple.
I mean, I would like.
And we're not sure where the property line
I'd like
is,
for us
can
to
we
do it
take
because
care of
it's-
it?
Yeah.
So it's kind of right there. you know.
I'll look again, maybe not tomorrow, because I'm moving, I maybe, anyway,
I mean,
I'll look again.
it was tall and had tassels and everything, it was
Right.
definitely Phragmites.
Okay.
Yeah, what would it cost us to spray it?
Well, we were gonna,
Well,
we have to
if
have
you-
Mark anyhow this year because there's other Phragmites on the Drum Point Lake side, so he could do that, but it would be extra cost, but not that much.
Yeah, what's it gonna cost us, $25, $50?
Yeah, and if we just talk to them and say,
Yeah.
hey, you.
Yeah,
you're
you'll probably
unsure.
just say, do it, good.
Yeah,
Tell me it's a bad thing to get rid of it, good, good.
Yeah, okay. that's a
talking
lot
about
better.
the science behind it
And
and
just, have your gun right here.
Mike, was there a survey per chance when we did the jetty? Was there a survey conducted?
Well, they did surveys, but it was more out on the water. I don't think they did a
And you couldn't
land,
like draw a line?
well, I don't, we'd have to look.
Yeah, I meant, I thought, when I was looking at it, I wondered, because Greg was there and we were talking, and I wondered then if we had a survey done with the jetty work.
But it'd be, if you look at this, and that line, his property line comes right down along the road, it's not very far in.
Maybe
You
I
know,
wasn't-
When I say road, I mean the drive into the beach.
Into the beach.
Right, yeah, I know what you mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, maybe they're his trees and his fragments.
But I just can't picture where the Phragmites is, so I don't know.
All right, I'll take another look.
Alan,
I'm good, nothing.
all right, unfinished business as far as I know. It's ready for the June meeting, the quit claims. What other unfinished business is there? Does anybody else have anything?
So, you want to talk about the man that does want access to the beach? Because I told him I would present it to you.
Well,
If he
okay.
comes back in and,
Yeah, does everybody know the story?
Consensus.
The guy that bought the property right at the entrance to the community beach. He is now upset, or I guess objecting or whatever, the fact that during the season, Memorial Day or whatever, the gate closes and you can't go in after hours and you can no longer walk your dog on the beach.
Excuse me, can you do it during the winter hours?
Yes,
Okay,
It's
so we
open
do leave it
24/7.
open at night?
Yes,
Just-
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
it's the reason it's closed during the summer is, look, let's be realistic, the kids are out of school, they're looking for something to do. Next thing you know, we have bonfires on the beach and beer parties and,
Are there liability concerns? I mean, you always keep falling back on that.
yeah, there are.
So that's what
And-
we have to.
Well, plus destruction of property, we're in the process
Yeah.
of putting new picnic tables on the beach, they burn
What
nicely.
about fires? You know, if they
Fires.
had
And,
With trash.
And we close that, and we don't let dogs walk on the beach, because not all dog owners are very, very responsible. And sometimes dogs get a little sick, and it's a little tough to pick up after them. We have children playing on that beach, that's the community beach. You can't,
And again, if a dog bites somebody,
well, and if the dog is on there when people are on there, and the dog happens to bite somebody, and I don't care how well behaved the dog is, does he bite? He eats, he bites. It's a rule, he eats, he bites.
that's true.
And if a kid gets bit, we got a problem. And it's just, I just don't see how we change what are safety and health sort of rules because one property owner wants to walk his dog on the beach.
Well, the key thing is probably out of the question, isn't it? Because it'll be everybody.
Oh, no, yeah, you can't.
So it comes down to access, and our concern is, we've had homeowners complaining about people on the beach behind their homes,
Yep.
doing fires back there.
Yep.
At least up where I live, that happened a couple of years ago. So, yeah, I think that's a valid.
And, you know, and the idea that, oh, well, dog owners pick up after their dogs, let me tell you, I watch them walk down the beach and I watch them not pick up after their dogs.
Was
You
his,
know,
was his question why only from Memorial Day to Labor Day you don't, and the rest of the time you
I don't
do?
think he was really questioning that.
He just,
You
he
might not
wants
even know
access, he
that.
wants access
He
You
just-
might not even know that, I wasn't sure.
What, may I ask Rita what the question was, because you didn't give her time to answer it.
Because he,
What was the
the
question?
the question he had was, why can't I have access 24/7 all through the year?
Okay, thank
So
you.
he knows that it
So
closes
he knows.
just this time of year.
he just
And the
wants,
very things you're saying are the very things I explained to him, the reason that we don't open it, or leave it open all night long in the summer.
yeah, well, I'm sorry, I mean, if somebody else has a different opinion, please speak up, but I can't see opening it during the season because somebody wants to walk his dog.
I agree.
And
Why do we even leave it open in the winter?
Well, in the winter, nobody goes to the beach in the winter really, and, you know, the kids don't.
Less concerns of children being out
Yeah,
there
the
being bit.
kids aren't gonna,
Okay.
kids aren't gonna be playing on the beach and suddenly play with something that's not a stick, you know.
and also, don't we pay somebody to open
We
and
pay for
close it?
beach patrol.
So that's
Well, we
for the summer.
We don't pay for them to open and close it, those people are volunteers.
Okay,
But we do pay a beach patrol, and they randomly
and that's during the
patrol
season.
during the season, checking for hang tags and making sure people are not bringing their dogs on the beach.
But anyway,
So,
so
yeah.
is it generally the consensus of the board that we're not gonna change our rules just for this gentleman so he can walk his,
Yes.
and we're not gonna give him access to the gate?
That's another guy, the guy that wanted access to the cameras.
That may be the same guy.
I don't think it is, but it might be.
We don't know, but anyway, but we're not gonna give somebody
Yeah.
access to, because the next thing you know, if we do that for one, we have to
Right.
give it to the whole community, and
Yeah.
what's the sense of
No, we
having?
have good reason not to.
and beach rules are published.
They're right there.
Yeah.
They're published in our document.
Yeah, you know, and so it makes no sense.
It's not uncommon, you know, you see this in Florida and various places where
Oh,
there's beaches
Mhm.
where they restrict dogs.
That's
Right,
right.
yeah,
That's right.
absolutely. Okay, I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
that if he comes in again, you know, I've got the backing of the board when I explain.
Have we had other questions besides the walking the dog, the access to the security cameras, the gate, getting the combination to the gate?
Yeah.
Okay, and he did take a pamphlet, that's his initial question when he came in, is, you know, how do I join the Drum Point Club?
Ah,
So, yeah, we
good.
talked about that too, and I gave him a pamphlet.
Good,
And, you know, they do allow the dog 24/7
well, that's good,
dogs,
okay.
but it's a bigger expanse of
Mhm,
beach,
mhm.
so. Okay.
All right, so is there any other,
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess the only question I have, I understand that in the winter, people don't access the beach, but to be consistent, would we consider just keeping the hours of closing the beach all year round?
I think it's a great idea, I'm
But-
surprised we aren't doing it that way.
Why?
But then you have to have
we-
a
Same
vote.
reasons.
why? There's
Um,
there's no reason to.
It's not really been, I think when we,
Is it a liability issue or not? I mean, I keep going
What-
back to that, what's our concern? Why
In
don't
the
we leave it
winter-
open all the time, okay, you can trash it and, you know.
Well, but, okay, if somebody goes in the winter, if somebody goes in to really do some vandalism, how are we gonna stop it? I mean, you know, if somebody's bound and determined to destroy something, you can't stop them. In the summer, you know, you have a lock on your door to keep honest people honest. We have a lock on the gate to keep people from sort of arbitrarily drifting in and
There's an
doing.
I hear you, what you're saying, the young kids, the bonfires, the damage, they're
Right.
restless. I don't know if that stands up, you know, if anyone else would agree with it or not. I agree with it, I do think that is and if we're allowed to keep them out, absolutely keep them out, because some,
it's
you
our
know.
beach.
Yeah.
It's our-
So
In the
Adrian,
winter, you're saying it's never been an issue, so that's,
No,
that's.
it's never
that's-
been.
exactly,
You're on
and
top?
when we put the cameras in,
Problem.
that's kind of when we stopped closing it in the winter. We used to. But then we got security cameras. And just given the level of people, number of people going to the beach that time of year, it seemed as though the cameras were sufficient to catch anybody,
And then,
doing, vandalizing or anything.
and then remember, we put the rocks in, that prevents people from
Yeah.
driving on the beach, we used to have that problem. We've addressed problems as they've come up, but in the winter, I don't think we've really had
And
any
the
action.
quantity of people, Airbnb, rentals and things like that has increased dramatically. Traffic is up, cars are up, people on the beach is up. In the winter, it's,
Not so
I mean,
much.
generally us.
And
Yeah, I
Adrian,
guess
does that make
if
sense?
somebody
Adrian, does
argues-
that make sense about the winter season?
Yeah, I was looking, I guess, for something that, is impactful for us in the winter that causes us to keep it open. I guess I was just thinking, if you make it consistent year-round, then you don't have to explain yourself for why you keep it open in the winter and not for some.
If somebody wants to ruin it for everybody, we'll close it year
Well,
round.
no, but,
No, seriously, if it comes down, well, you can't, if you, that's fine, we'll close it year
no,
round.
but
That's
seriously,
all
I
I'm
just
saying.
happen to remember several Jersey beaches have different rules in the winter and in the summer.
Yeah,
And dogs is one of the issues that, you can't have dogs on the beaches in the summer, but you can in the winter.
Okay.
It's the same as, they have lifeguards in the summer, but not in the winter.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm thinking
It's a
about.
question of use.
cities
And
the
also,
same
we'd
way.
have to have, as you say, we have volunteers that open and close, we'd have to do that year round,
Yes,
and that would be
yes.
a problem, I think.
Yeah, that becomes a burden on us. Any other thoughts?
Picnic tables, did they,
They came, Joe picked them up on Friday, they have to be assembled, and he has them at his house.
we have to assemble.
They have to be assembled, yes,
Wow.
yes,
Were they wood?
yes. And, whether
Did we go with the all wood or
Resistant.
the?
Yeah,
the
all
wood?
wood,
yeah.
Okay, we
All
went with all wood,
$229 each,
and they last long enough.
How many,
so
2 or 3?
just two.
Okay.
Okay,
And he's
so,
going to sink one of our signposts. He's gonna sink that down and, put a lock on them so they're not dragged down to the point, as has happened in the
And
past.
flipped
When they're
over.
on fire,
Yes,
yes.
and flipped over
And in
into
the
the
water.
water and,
Oh, that's
you know,
right, yeah.
these things happen.
so is he hauling off the old ones?
Yeah, he will. Well, actually, he's going to, take them apart and just put the wood in behind the shed. And,
Start the bonfire,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I guess, I don't think there's any salvageable wood. I asked him that, and he said, no, not really. So maybe he'll take it to the landfill and pay the fee.
yeah.
Obviously we would reimburse him for that. And maybe one of them is good enough to, keep and have 3 tables there. I don't know, but yeah.
And that wouldn't be bad.
Hmm.
Any other thoughts on the beach? Tables, access,
Cameras.
cameras, dogs? No? Okay, how about new business? Does anybody have
I
something?
have something, I don't,
Oh, wait a minute, we also didn't discuss
What?
that sobriety thing. What is that?
oh,
The sober house.
That's it.
Well, he has not gotten back in touch with me to say he would attend a meeting.
where would this place be?
I don't remember, I think it's one of the side streets off of Berea. I don't remember. I want to say
On
maybe
the other side?
McMichael's. No, on this
Oh,
side.
on this side?
No, yeah, off Berea. This is.
Yeah, but I mean, on this side.
Oh, I don't know. I
In
really
essence-
don't remember.
In essence, this is a rehab facility, sort of.
I
for-
think so, kind of like a halfway house, is that
Yeah.
how it
Is it already there?
Yeah.
So this is a house that a gentleman would like to purchase. And the people that own it now owe the association, I think, $1,800, court fees, all kinds of, all that. And the gentleman is aware of that. And he wants to purchase it though and turn it into what he called a sober house. And Susan, you seem to be familiar with those last week when we,
Yeah, I am, and there's one organization, it's not this one,
Uh-huh.
where they're all over the country, they are self-managed, they are male or female, you know.
Not both.
Not both.
Right.
And they're highly successful for people in recovery.
Mhm.
And we have, I know of someone, without going into names and everything, pretty familiar with it, who has sponsored very generously 2 of them here in the county, maybe 3 here in the county, and are hugely successful.
Interesting.
So like I say, it's self-governing. If you go off, go off the wagon, if you will, the common term, you're out.
Oh, really?
You're out.
That's it,
Oh,
one
yeah.
chance, one
Yeah.
chance only,
Yeah,
okay.
and so it's, yeah.
Do they need-
And as I was saying before someone interrupted me, no, they don't need permission. It's a courtesy thing. I had one beside my home in Seattle, in a nice neighborhood, and it was for, how do we say it, the proper term? It was for disabled young adults, that could have a Down syndrome or something like that. And they had, in that case, they had a guardian there, a housekeeper. They were the kindest and most wonderful people. So I just think it's a good idea.
Susan, the owner of the house, do they get special zoning or something
I don't
like
think
that?
so.
I don't think so.
And they
think so.
don't, well, okay, they don't need a county license. Is it a business?
It's not for profit. I don't know if they pay, I don't know how it's funded. If you all are familiar with Project Echo, the homeless shelter up in Prince Frederick, the ones that I know about went through, which is a not-for-profit, went through Project Echo.
Okay.
The only reason I ask is because, we have this thing about no businesses being run out of.
But I think something like this, you may not be able to restrict,
Well,
given the
that's-
nature of
I-
it.
That's fine, I just don't want, somebody saying, oh, I wanna run a business, you won't let me, but you're letting them do that.
I think you're, to your point, I think it'd be very easy to call Project Echo or contact that particular individual that I know is in recovery and a highly successful business person here in this county and find out.
Would you be
But I-
willing, aside from in the meeting, provide the name to me so I could call him of that, or not?
Yeah, I just haven't seen him in a long time.
Okay.
I used to
I'll
work a
call
lot.
Project Echo.
Yeah, I used to work a lot with the board and folks at Project Echo, so that's why I know about it. And I also know this organization, Joseph Howell or something, they're all over the county, and they're definitely not for profit.
Well, I just don't want us having a problem with people saying, oh, you're letting them do that, but you're not letting me do that,
Well, it's not for profit.
How many people are typically,
They're
involved.
usually small, modest homes, and there might be 4 people there. It's not families, and it's like I say, male and female, they're self-governing.
Yeah, well, it can't be very large because they have county regulations about how many unrelated adults can live in the
Yeah,
same house.
yeah, so, so I'd
So
say.
that's a county issue, is really not ours, is what.
No.
I think.
Yeah,
So
I'm not worried about the county, but I'm just worried about
Other neighbors.
neighbors coming in and saying, hey, you're letting them run a business.
Well, I'm surprised the county doesn't have some
And they might.
oversight or inspection or permit
They
or
might, yeah,
That's
they might.
surprised, that
There
would
was a-
surprise me.
something like that. Just make sure that these things are run, because there are unscrupulous people that run this kind of crap for,
Right.
and defraud people
yeah,
and,
that's true.
And I just don't know.
Abuse
The information
people
I'm
and-
giving you is pretty much
You just
just
look
being
at down the
around
was.
it.
Did you know that?
Sounds like we need more study.
Okay, the house, not this one, but the next one over, about.
That's why they asked, because then we can ask those questions,
Yeah.
do you have to get zoning, do you have to get?
Yeah, and if
There's
there's
something going on there,
and if he
some permit.
brings,
Those people
and if
aren't
he
quote
brings
unquote
some
normal.
stuff,
You notice that?
information
I never
stuff
did
with
that.
them to, and,
What was that?
Right.
makes it a
How would
lot
they not?
easier.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't know this particular
You know,
gentleman.
without somebody
I know the
jumping on and
concept.
saying, what do you mean? I knew Ed relatively well. There was
All
something
right.
off with this man, and I think he was the normal one of the group.
Is there
The man who just passed away.
Yeah, the man died last year.
any
That house,
other,
there were
I have
people
one
like that.
item.
Because he kind of told me that.
Mike, please.
I just wanted to bring something, because last time I called in on Teams, and I had a hard time understanding when you said, can you hear me at the beginning? Yes, that was the last time I could hear it. And you know, I think you're talking to the camera when you were addressing me.
Right.
But otherwise, when Mike was talking to you all, you were sitting there and then Mike was sitting where Tony is, you were facing
Right.
these guys, and Susan, you were sitting right, and I'm sitting now, and you were facing these guys. And because this isn't a TV show, you're having a normal meeting, you're talking to each other. It seemed like when you were saying something to Mike and you were bending over, then it was all garbled. And
So
we had
Alan
a
came over and
hard
helped
time.
me, when Adrian couldn't quite hear at the beginning of this.
Mhm.
And Alan came over and showed me that I had chosen the wrong microphone.
Oh, okay, so.
Chose the microphone
Here's a
over
test.
there
Adrian,
instead of
can you
microphone
hear
over
us?
there.
But you all were on,
Yeah,
calling in
good.
also, did you have any trouble?
Because
I had trouble.
I couldn't get on.
I couldn't get on, and once I did, I couldn't hear anything.
Okay, so it wasn't just me,
No, no.
so.
The problem was the mic here.
You know what,
With
but
that-
we're, because the
That
problem
way,
that
okay.
Jeannie and I had, there only one out of three of us could get on. We
Right.
could test that out.
Okay.
I
But
want
I
to give
mean,
you
I
two or
could-
three
I could-
computers.
I
It could
could
be a
hardly-
subscription thing.
It kept getting garbled, and I hear a word here, and then the
Right.
person would talk to.
That
the
was
other
a
person.
picnic. That was a problem in the chair, not in the computer.
Operator error.
Operator, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, does anybody have anything else they want to bring up? Then let's pick a date for a new meeting.
Are we
the
waiting
next
for this
meeting.
gentleman to come
No.
up?
No,
No, we're,
Okay, I was only feeling time.
7.
The 7th and the 14th,
Well, we know we're meeting on the 30th, right? For the
that's
big
a
meeting.
general meeting,
Then the 11th, so what is that first? The 7th, is
I
that it?
say the 7th.
okay.
July
Does
7th.
anybody have a problem with that?
I'm fine with that.
That's the, whatever, the meeting, I guess.
That's a Tuesday?
It is.
Yes, ma'am.
The first Tuesday.
And the member meeting is
The 30th.
The 30th.
the 30th.
Yeah.
7 o'clock, right?
7 o'clock, it's a
It
Tuesday.
must not be, because I don't have it on my calendar.
I believe you mentioned that last month, Mr. Snap.
I think that was a tentative.
I like that.
How convenient.
Yeah,
I don't have it on my calendar. It must be-
so I guess it's not
It
happening.
must not exist.
Yeah, that's happening.
And then-
No,
Anybody that can help at Drum Point Day on the 11th,
that's a Saturday
it's
probably.
a Saturday.
I probably don't have.
I can do that.
But it's an afternoon thing, right?
Yes,
I can't.
okay,
I can sling hash.
okay.
Yeah, I can,
Yeah, I know, I was gonna.
You're gonna do,
I felt
I
bad.
can
It was
Sign
just
in.
like-
sign in, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'm tentative, that's why I
Okay.
haven't stuff, usually I
Okay.
would have been a tentative.
If you're feeling.
That's the story of my life. I'm tentative.
I'm good, I can do it.
I'm
I
very
felt,
tentative.
May 16, I felt bad because that was my birthday and I went out of town. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna help out and do all
Well,
that.
it's birthday, yeah, leave town
Yeah,
before I
they
go.
got me out of town.
Torn
It was
feathers.
a raging success.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Without me around.
we're done. Oh,
Yep.